Comfy Couch Cast, everyone. Today's episode by Raid Shadow Legends because fuck me, we need money, goddammit.
Whoa, Jesus, okay. Lord, okay, fuck. That would be like the only game shitty enough to sponsor us and you just fucked us. Good job, Cat.
Or those Ukrainian games that say, snap photo and you look like Justin Bieber.
No, what the fuck are you talking about, Trench? What is that?
Dude, I get these weird ads for games that says, like, snap a photo of someone, then they become cartoon, or take a, recording of their voice, they can be matched to Justin Bieber's. It's just
what? What? Is this like TikTok for Ukrainian people? What is this?
No, it's not as bad as, ads that they keep spamming me for fucking, what is that one game? Mafia City.
Oh, good God. The fucking level 9 Mafia guy versus the level 1 Chad. I don't know what the fuck it is.
You played The Sims?
Yeah.
That's basically what the game is.
Dude.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
So anyways, it looks like we have some neat little things to talk about today, huh, guys?
Yeah. Yeah, Team Ant.
Okay, so,
It depends on what you define as, neat.
So I have a question to you guys to ask.
Yes.
When you were kids, what were the kinds of... how did your parents call certain things you used to watch or play back when you were during your childhood?
Let's see, Grayson, you said you had a funny one, right?
Oh, yeah, I have a couple of funny ones. Also one that I couldn't think of earlier. Probably the best one doesn't even come from my childhood. It's from my dad's childhood. His mom used to refer to the original Star Trek series as the Pollo shirt guys.
The what?
The Pollo shirt guys. They're all on a starship wearing polo shirts, I guess. I don't know.
Dude, that's great.
Captain Leonard Nimoy. The planet...
Captain Leonard Nimoy, he wasn't the captain, he was Spock. He wasn't...
I don't watch Star Trek, alright?
Well, good, because Star Trek sucks now, because it's got ladies in charge.
Okay, no, it's not because it's got ladies in charge, it's because it actually sucks.
Yeah, I forgot. That too. Or am I thinking of Doctor Who?
No, Doctor Who's, still gay as it's always been. It's always been fucking awful and stupid, except for the 11th Doctor. So
I don't know, Grayson. You better not shit talk. You better not shit talk that shit.
Come here, you fucking Tumblerinas. I'll take you.
We're gonna lose our British fan base, Grayson, if you say that.
Wait, you got a British fan base?
Who the fuck is that?
Don't mansplain, Grayson.
I can't believe we have a British fan base. Wow.
I was going to say,
I actually have a British fan base, though.
Oh yeah, you do, because you make content of the
Shitty
sad
videos.
British man.
Yes.
Yeah, the content of the sad British man and his cartoons.
Yes.
The Comfy Couch Cast will return after these messages.
This month's batch of episodes is brought to you in part by Grandor the Mighty. It's about a 19-year-old Olympic swimmer named Jessica whose life gets changed when the ship she, her best friend, and teammates are on gets shipwrecked on an island where a gigantic robot watches over a base ran by a mad scientist goon. Now tasked with saving the world from the madman who helped create the robot, it's up to her and Grandor to fight their way through a horde of evil robots. But if you asked her, goofing off with her metal friends sounds like a much better idea. It's Megas XLR meets Johnny Sacco in this rather pedestrian take on the classic mecha genre with a new page every week. Click the link in the description below to read Grandor the Mighty.
We now return to the Comfy Couch Cast.
Well, he just looks like he wants to die every day we see Jamie.
Oh man, I love Damon Albarn. He's such a cutie.
But he just looks like he just wants to die every day.
I don't know, when I met, Damon Albarn seemed really happy to meet everyone.
Or am I thinking Jamie Hewlett? No, Jamie Hewlett looks like he wants to die.
No, Jamie Hewlett is, super happy when I met him. He was, super happy.
It's like, hey, we're both on Bowmasters. How did you know that's going to happen?
Also, he's Australian, not... Jamie Hewlett's Australian, not British. You spunk lord, I'll fucking...
Well, I mean, to be fair, most of
Don't,
the
Nessie, don't.
now they were a lot of them were originally from the UK. So
No, Jimmy Hewlett's not Australian.
He's Australian.
He's British. He's from Sussex.
No, he's from Australia. There's fucking hella kangaroos all over Tank Girl.
Jerry.
Because he likes that stuff. Because he likes, freaking Mad Max, and everyone knows how, Australian Mad Max is.
Well, yeah, but no, he's Australian though, dumbass.
No, he isn't. Grayson, he
Wait,
isn't.
really?
No.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess.
Okay, you two, you're gonna go into the timeout. Sorry, keep acting like.
I have something to rant about.
We haven't finished talking about the first thing though. Random here, Eve. What else do you have for a show to talk about that your parents called?
I think this one is very extreme. My parents didn't like Flapjack, and do you know what they called Flapjack?
What did they call it?
They called it the Child Molester Show.
Wait, did they think that Knuckles was a kitty diddler?
Yeah, they thought he was a kitty diddler.
Oh my goodness, okay.
They know the warning signs, apparently.
That reminds me, my dad always got Flapjack and Chowder confused because they were both food shows, as he called them, because the main characters were both named after different foods. But I was like, Jesus Christ, Dad.
So one time I was watching Flapjack and and my dad's like, "What the fuck? Why's this boy hanging out with this child molester?"
Dude, I'm not gonna do anything.
Is his mom? No, why is his mom boring him and the child molester?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the whale is his mom. She's fucking. Bubby is whale mommy. How dare you?
I mean, Bubby's awesome.
Yeah. Bubby was also cool.
Bubby was team mom. She was team mom, just like Nessie.
What? Team mom?
Team mom. She's the mom of the team, of the Comfy Couch team.
Oh.
I suppose, I guess. Thank you.
Well, I feel like there was this one show, anybody remember Cat Scratch?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
My parents used to call it my parents used to call it the Stupid Cat Show, or was it the Three Stooges with cats? I don't remember. Something like
that.
Cat.
That is basically what Cat Scratch was. It was that mixed with the Aristocrat crap or whatever. I hate that movie.
The Aristocats? I love that movie.
I don't hate it for the reasons politically correct people hate it. I hate it because this scary, freaky ass bitch leaves her fucking everything to cats who don't have fucking thumbs.
Okay, you want to see an even worse version of the Aristocats? Check out Gay Paris, which is basically if the Aristocats was even more boring. It's fucking awful. I hate it so much.
Wasn't that made by Chuck Jones though?
Yeah, I know, but I don't like Gay Paris. It's so lame.
Wasn't that
quit barking?
Yeah, that's also the reason why he got fired from Warner Brothers, right?
Yeah, because it fucking flopped hard.
Because he said gay.
And gay is a bad word in the 60s.
Gamers,
I don't
said
think
gamers who live in a society.
I mean,
I don't think it was the same context back then.
gay meant happy.
Another word for happy, or having a great time.
Because gay means happy and happy means gay.
You know the funnier thing though, since we now live in a society where they say gay means another thing. My grandparents can't even listen to the Flintstones theme song without my grandma saying, "So is Fred and Barney gay for each other now?"
When weren't they, bitch?
I mean, when weren't they? You're right.
Yeah, exactly. Honestly,
yes, bitch,
honestly, they didn't. The ones who seemed like close friends were Betty and Wilma, and Fred and Barney seemed like gay lovers. Honestly.
The twist is they were all gay for each other, and then they decided to keep it working because of the they allowed to wed.
Yeah.
What if secretly they live together just so they can have the chance to see each other on a daily basis?
That's what I just said, motherfucker.
That's what literally Trench just said.
I didn't hear him because he was cutting out.
No, you didn't hear it because you read.
You are a little spurgtard right now, little boy.
No, don't call him a tard. That's offensive.
Oh.
Don't they canonically live like right next door to each other?
Yeah, they
Yes.
do.
Yes, they do.
So is there possible credence to our little Flintstones theory? Are we gonna get on Channel Frederator's cartoon conspiracy with this?
Does Channel Frederator even do anything now?
I think a show that I grew up with that my parents misconstrued was a show called Bump in the Night. They confused it with Gumby. It's like, hey, Gumby's on. I'm like, okay. But, like, they watch it, it's like, this isn't the Gumby I grew up with. It's it's more terrifying.
No, Bump in the Night was way less terrifying than Gumby. Are you kidding?
Yeah, but they grew up with Gumby, where, like, Gumby would have a robot's decapitated head on his driveway.
What?
What did you watch?
That was...
What the fuck kind of Gumby were you exposed to?
They were exposed to, like, the movie serial version of Gumby, where it's like, well, Gumby just got that, and then da-da-da-da-da. And then when the robots got control, he fucking killed them.
Okay, wait, why are you doing your Shane impression right now?
No, I'm doing a Pokey impression.
Oh.
I mean, David Hasselhoff would not be seen with Gumby. Maybe Pokey, but not Gumby.
Yeah, I was exposed to Gumby from I think like the movie Freaked with Alex Winter, who's Bill from Bill and Ted. He's the one that's not Keanu Reeves. There's a stop motion scene where there's a character and he keeps transforming. And one of the things he transforms into is Gumby jerking off Pokey. And it's just really vulgar and weird. It's so awesome. Like, that movie is a fun time. Like, if y'all ever want to party, just put that movie on. It's epic.
Anyways, I didn't really have an issue where parents called things something else. No, my issue was, do you guys remember the show Squirrel Boy? Does anybody remember that show?
No, that show came and went, dude.
Dude, no, I remember that because they played it at Buffalo Wild Wings one time. When I was 4 years old, my aunt and uncle took me to kids' night at Buffalo Wild Wings, and they played Squirrel Boy on the giant monitor.
I only know what Squirrel Boy was because of that one cross-promotion Cartoon Network had with McDonald's that one time. Remember the back-to-school toys they had that one time?
Back to school, kids! Get a toy so you can go back to school. And, like, do we look like we live in impoverished neighborhoods?
Wait, was that like the same year that for the back-to-school season they did like a music video for the band The Hives?
Yeah, that was.
A song called Fall is Just Something That Grown-Ups Invented.
Yeah, that was the same time period in Eden.
Dude, that was, dude, I think that's like subconsciously why I adore that type of music.
Well, anyways, so I'm not sure if he was the creator, but I know Everett Peck, he was a lead designer on that show. But here's the interesting thing. He also had a big hand in the show Duckman. And my first exposure to that, I was a literal baby, and I have very faint memories of watching it on TV with my dad. And this show came out right around the time that my parents were really like the divorce was getting finalized. So when she saw this show, she assumed it was a spin-off of Duckman, just because of how visually similar it looked. And I'm like, no, Mom, it's a completely different show, I promise. It's much more wholesome and safe. It's got Richard Horvitz as an annoying squirrel.
And how did your mom react?
She was like, huh?
She's like, oh, I don't know, it looks like that Duckman show. And I'm just like, it's not, I promise. I think she only watched it with me once, and then she was like, oh, all right, that's fine. But yeah, the fact that Everett Peck worked on Duckman and then went on to work on this show, it was pretty interesting. Like, I kind of made the connection when I was younger, but like when people started talking about the show in and of itself, I was like, oh yeah, it kind of does look like Duckman. But again,
Yeah,
Everett has this really distinct style, and I guess he didn't really change it that much for the show.
Yeah, I have a similar sort of thing that happened. My dad, it's not that he didn't like Gumball, it's that he didn't watch Gumball because like he would always leave the room because he remembered the show Sit Down and Shut Up, which is a show that does the same thing as Gumball with live action backgrounds and cartoon characters. It was like, no, it's that sick fucking sit down and shut the fuck up. I don't like that show.
The funny thing is, and this kind of reminds me, there was this one time when my older siblings were staying with us, and they played Camp Lazo during that one week, and my siblings thought, they moved Rocco to the Cartoon Network now. What gives?
Again, I think it was the same issue because Joe Murray, the guy who made Rocco, he also worked on that show as well.
Yeah.
So.
And Nessie, to bring up the point of Squirrel Boy, it was created by Everett Peck.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Random, do you have any stories about this or
Squirrel Boy?
No, not Squirrel Boy.
No, about things that your parents called the wrong.
All right, like I talked about Flapjack.
Wait, did you talk about that on the show, or was that before?
Yeah,
No, we're recording right now. Like I talked about, like my mom calling it the pedophile show.
Oh.
Because you know what? Just looking back on Flapjack, yeah, like I kind of see why like they got the wrong idea.
Yeah. Anyway,
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Anyway, sorry. Go ahead. Like, make it real quick, Nessie. I'm sorry.
I never assumed it was a pedophile show. I saw it more as an allegory for an only child with, like, divorced parents, but they can't physically leave each other due to, like, some weird legal reason or something that's never really established. But, so I always saw it more like that, so.
There was a funny one. My aunt once, she was talking to me at the dinner table, and she couldn't remember the name of the show Clarence, which I had watched while she was in the room one time, and she thought it was the fucking stupidest thing. So she called it the show about the retarded little pink boy.
That's what my
What? That's fucking.
Oh no, Paul Clarence.
And I was like, oh, Clarence? And she's like, yeah. At first she was calling it Wallace, and I thought she was talking about Wallace and Gromit.
My parents used to call Clarence like Hey Arnold if the main character was retard.
Why do people think like Clarence is like retarded?
Well, like he talks like this. I'm Clarence. I'm gonna talk like this.
And because he acts like a normal child and not like the stereotype of child being geniuses like other cartoons.
You know, they're not baby geniuses.
Yeah, I know. Dexter's Lab has unrealistic expectations for children.
Thanks a lot, Dexter.
Well, I mean, having a lisp doesn't exactly mean you're impaired. You just might.
Plus, how his head is designed as well. But then again, a lot of the people's heads here look weird.
No, I feel like this was like pre-Raccoon City.
Okay, Trent, are you going to talk about people having weird-shaped heads? Are you really going to do that?
Right, none of you know what
You of all people. Yes, I do. Yes, I do, motherfucker. CatBit, put up the picture.
Am I seriously gonna dox this guy on the show?
No, we're not gonna dox. No, we're not actually gonna dox this guy.
Wow.
Fucking kid.
You guys are like so into yourselves.
Oh my god! Fucking shut this.
You know what? You know what? I wish. You know, guys. Sometimes I wish I just tell myself, Ohana.
No, you bastard.
Ohana.
Okay, Ohana.
Obama.
Osama.
Obama. You see that
Anyway,
connection?
speaking of Ohana, so apparently Disney is planning on a Lilo and Stitch remake, and like the Lady and the Tramp movie that they did, they're gonna try and push it onto their Disney Plus streaming service. So how do you guys feel about that?
So Disney finally.
I haven't.
So I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Just no. Don't do that, please.
The worst part about this is the fact, no, this is being made for a streaming app. That's the biggest red flag with a small budget. And I'm like,
Well, yeah, but it would even be bad with a big budget, because the Cinderella one was big budget, and that fucking sucked, and so was Beauty and the Beast, and that
Lion King.
hard. Lion King?
everyone online's crazy because like, that means they're actually going to hire Hawaiian people. In what? Your overly polluted part of the world? And
Wow.
Crowded?
I wonder like how much of an.
I didn't know that you felt this way about Hawaiian culture, you fucking...
I love Hawaiian culture, but like, it's just
No, I
like,
feel like Trench likes the 50s, like, white appropriation of Hawaiian culture by
I would
Elvis.
say that's a bit inappropriate.
I know, I'm kidding. Trench,
It's
I
more
love
or
you.
less like, it's hard to entirely describe it, but I'm going to make it my best to educate. Lilo and Stitch is an incredibly well-crafted animated film. There are tons of animated films that came out that were this incredibly well-crafted. But this one was interesting. It had a unique Star Trek appeal to it. It had great-looking like backgrounds. Even if the designs didn't look like they fit into that world, you could take a snapshot of it, and it's visually interesting and stunning to look at. Having it in live action doesn't really do anything because they're just going to repeat the formula the same way again. And with a cheap budget that's made for TV quality, that's a big red flag because Stitch, as a character, and this is the nicest way to say it, he is a psychopath. And that is the point. Like, he will kill people. And link people below, there is a deleted scene where Stitch did kill somebody. He caused a massive traffic jam, which caused cars to explode. Like,
Okay, I didn't...
blood on his hands.
Okay, from about the ages of 5 to 9 years of age, I was actually scared of Stitch because my parents took me to Disney World one time, and we went on the Stitch ride that everyone hates, the Stitch UFO ride where he actually breaks out of it.
I thought it was pretty cute.
I don't know, a lot of like Disney theme park elitists really don't like that ride, but I don't care.
What, Stitch's Great Escape?
Yeah.
I love the part where he basically kissed Cinderella. That was actually pretty fun.
Oh, that was fun.
Yeah, no, but I was just scared since it looked like Alien. You know?
I remember I went on that ride, and basically, I remember my mom lying to me saying that Stitch got out and farted on her face.
My mom said the same thing, but it was to cheer me up since I was so scared. I was crying.
It's very interesting that you mentioned the comparison with that Stitch ride to Alien because originally, and this is why a lot of Disney park aficionados didn't like the Stitch revamp, was because it was originally supposed to be an Alien ride. It was it was a very similar storyline, but instead of being like in Galactic Interpol, you guys were part of this new like teleportation experiment called, I think it was called Excess, and again the layout was the same. You go into a room and you kind of watch things happen, and it gets very dark. But instead of just Stitch being this cute, adorable little psychopath, it's supposed to be this like nightmarish alien. You can look it up. People have recordings of this ride.
Yo, Nessie, can you CatBit, when you edit this, put up a picture of the nightmarish alien, and I'm gonna look it up right now so that we can get my live reaction. Click the thumbnail, put me gasping really stupidly.
Jesus Christ.
I don't. It was supposed to be the alien from the movie Alien, but I don't think they were able to get the rights to it. So
the Xenomorph ride would traumatize people. Right. You see like blood splatter over people. Aliens are trying to grab someone on the ride.
I mean, to be fair,
PTSD.
They never wanted to make it that graphic, but they did want to make you feel scared. But again, like not actual blood, but like
Can you imagine a giant Xeno Queen puppet for that type of ride? That would have been a work of art.
Okay, Disney now owns
Alien Encounter. Disney Alien Encounter. It's this
I believe so. I think that was the name of the ride.
extraterrestrial alien encounter.
Yeah, the name is kind of cringy, to be honest. But again, it's more or less the same layout, just instead of Stitch and the cutesy Galactic Interpol thing. Again, you guys were test subjects for this teleportation project, but it goes haywire, and you guys accidentally get this giant alien, and he escapes, and he runs around like the whole room, and he breathes on you and spits in your face, and again, they end up. Obviously they end up containing the creature, but again, they made this ride specifically for the teenage demographic, because around the late 80s was when they were trying to get that teen demo. It was when they were trying to get them.
Jesus
Videopolis.
Christ, Disney trying to get the attention of teenagers?
Yeah, it's almost like they would have to buy Marvel and Star Wars to be able to do that.
No, if you want to appeal to teenagers, here's what you gotta do. Disney's gotta buy Big Mouth.
Fuck, no, that appeals to 40-year-old men that have sex with teenagers.
Wait, what?
No, if you want to get the attention of teenagers to go to Disney, you gotta put a Family Guy ride in there.
Teenagers? Do teenagers care about Family Guy? It's mostly my dad that watches it.
No, I think if you want to appeal to teenagers, you gotta buy either Friends or The Office.
Yeah.
Teenagers like Friends?
Unfortunately, that show is not even close to funny. It's
Well,
only
the
funny
white
because
teenagers.
Yeah.
It's only funny because there's an audience that laughs that's pre-recorded to laugh at everything, and it encourages people to laugh. Watch it without the laugh track, and you are just like...
Okay, you know what laugh track show is still genuinely funny without the laugh track? Possibly even more funny without the laugh track? The Big Bang Theory, because it makes it so... awkward that it's actually hanging out with these people. It's actually how that would be.
That's pretty funny. I gotta rewatch that video again. Somebody actually made that.
Sorry, yeah.
I know. That's why I think it's so funny. Because I've seen that video a billion fucking times. It's so good.
I kind of hope for this movie that they do what Detective Pikachu did, and I think that's a great design that they use for Pikachu. It's if they're remaking Lilo and Stitch, I hope they get these people, but then I looked at the budget and I was just like...
I remember this one video from Lyle McDouchebag where he was watching The Big Bang Theory, and they basically...
How is this comedy?
Basically, he was watching The Big Bang Theory, and I guess the Sheldon character who says the bazinga word a lot just made a bunch of
bazinga word. You make it sound like it's a slur.
Alright, he says the bazinga word, and he just makes a bunch of references, and he just pauses it, and he's like, "Fuck you! Where was the joke?"
That's the joke was, okay, now we're going to play a game that's a cross between Transformers, G.I. Joe, and Thundercats, and then he just starts fuck you, what is the joke? Well, and I can actually explain to you what the joke is. They like things that we grew up with, and we're over now because we're adults.
That's...
Yeah, and then they're not over when they have to make a reaction video where their soy cuck boyfriend cries on camera reacting to the fucking Star Wars haha funny trailer.
You know the funny thing about the
Baby Yoda and his husband Doge.
Sorry guys, I gotta go.
Also,
See you around, Austin.
Later, everybody.
Bye, Austin. We love you.
Love you guys too.
You know the funny thing I want to say about the Big Bang Theory, though?
Mm-hmm.
There was this one time, I was just surfing through Encyclopedia Dramatica on the page, and, for some reason, they actually posted, one of the actors in nudes. They leaked it on the website.
Oh, no!
Dare I ask whose?
Who's the incel with the stupid Beatles haircut?
Howard?
Yeah, and you want to know how big is his long?
How big was Howard's dong?
Mike Tay.
Whoa!
Oh my god! Howard's got a huge dongus. He's got a big epic dongus. Fuck you, Ari!
Thank you, CatBit, for giving me a mental image that I really, really don't want to think about. Thanks, CatBit.
Oh, do you know that like one clip from like The Big Bang Theory where like Sheldon's like, so this is like a tabletop for like G.I. Joe's, Transformers, He-Man. I made a tweet like saying this is basically how I see OKKO, and then everyone got mad at me.
Oh.
Well, yeah, that's because you're stupid and wrong. And you should shut the fuck up before I kill you.
I'm sorry, that's how I see OKKO when they do references.
That's because you're wrong and dumb.
Because I'm wrong.
Can I give my 2 cents on like the whole Disney Plus thing, or do we get over that?
No, we can do it.
I actually wanted to say something about that. So even though a lot of these live action movies aren't really doing that well in America, here's the thing: they're not being marketed to an American demographic. They're trying to go international, specifically China. Although that's a whole other bag of worms to go through right now. But again,
I know.
Better dead than red, fucker.
guys. Anyways.
I'm sorry.
They're trying to get an international audience because that's going to bring the company in more money overall. And they figured if they do it on this platform where, every single, 90 something percent of, everything that Disney's ever made onto this thing, that's going to bring them in more money overall. Because even if they only sign up for the 1 month, they're still getting $12 from, or not 12, they're still getting like $6 from like who knows how many people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, but here's one little rebuttal. It's ran by a very communistic country, ran by a fucking sociopath who enslaves people just because they compared them to fucking Winnie the Pooh.
Well, again, you have to keep in mind China is kind of become, well, up until this whole coronavirus thing came out, China's kind of the next big superpower. And as a business, especially an international business, you kind of have to go where the money's flowing. So it's either you don't send your movies over there, and you keep the artistic integrity of it, or you chop out a bunch of things that are really important to the story, but you send it over there and you make millions of dollars. And unfortunately, a lot of businesses are going with the latter, just for the sheer fact that there's more money in China right now. Again, I know it's not really the best thing to think about, but unfortunately, this is reality.
But it's basically selling out. Like, you're basically just like selling out to like this incredibly communistic country that has very backwards views on like.
Yeah, like it's a fucking corporation. Once you corporatize a company, aren't you fucking selling out immediately?
Yeah, but here's the problem, though. It's like you're enabling this communistic country.
Dude, yes, but Disney's always been evil. Why are you surprised?
No, I'm not surprised because I'm saying it's like everybody's just sucking off China.
Fuck China, fuck Disney. That's all I'm saying. Let's.
Yes, thank you, Grayson.
Also, the older sister will never be as hot in live action.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to agree with you on that. But Chris Sanders, like, he draws the best women. I'm sorry, hands down, out of anybody at that company, Chris Sanders draws the best women, and I will fight anybody else.
Hey, wait, who else did he draw?
Chris Sanders was the leading director for Lilo and Stitch, and then he went to go and work on How to Train Your Dragon with DreamWorks, like a couple years later. If you've ever looked at his like portfolio of just stuff that he's worked on, he draws women really well. Like, he doesn't draw them like with like the obnoxious hourglass shape. Like, he actually draws women, with a little bit
basically as women. He draws women as women.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, did he work on Road to El Dorado?
I don't think so. He worked, I know he storyboarded The Lion King, so that kind of implies to me that he was working with them up until he worked on Lilo and Stitch with them.
Okay, so it's basically his fault for all those kids who were turned into furries by Nala.
I mean, he just storyboarded the movie. He didn't really design anything. If you want to blame somebody for all the furries growing up, I'm gonna place the blame on a guy named Aaron Blaze. But here's the thing:
Who's Aaron Blaze? What did he make and do?
Okay, so he was one of the big guys during the Disney Dynasty. His movie is Brother Bear. That movie is literally like his thumbprint on the Disney.
That movie is all about like furries in a very spiritual and philosophical way.
Well, again, you also have to keep in mind he helped animate a bunch of segments of The Beast. I know he worked on Mufasa because that like just that character alone has his imprint on it.
But who drew the furry ladies?
The furry ladies? What?
Yes, you're talking about all of these sexy furry man characters. I am more concerned.
Well, again, the thing with those guys is I think everybody kind of worked on a little bit of everything. But again, you really have to like look at who designed what. Again, maybe Aaron Blaze. I want to say he worked on Sarabi because I feel like that character like kind of has that. I don't know. It's interesting because like Aaron Blaze has this.
Who's Sarabi again?
Like Aaron Blaze has this certain look with a lot of his characters, and I don't know. The more I look at Aaron's style, the more I kind of see it in Sarabi, I guess. But again,
which character is that? Again?
Simba's mom.
Oh, Simba's. Yeah. Oh, yep.
Yeah.
Simba's mom has got it going on.
God damn it, Grayson. Each day you convince me more and more closeted furry.
I'll never admit it.
I know Andreas Deja worked on Scar. That was his thing. Probably the hyenas, I want to say. I don't know. It a lot of it really looks like his touch.
I feel like even if I was gay, I wouldn't be attracted to Scar since he's like, I basically see him as like a fucking like weird, pervy, gross asshole.
I mean, if you saw like the deleted scene, yeah.
Yeah, well, he's also voiced by Jeremy Irons, and before The Lion King, he was a big like Shakespearean actor. So that's why he has that like theater kid essence to him. Because Jeremy Irons has a huge Broadway background.
Yeah. You know what? He reminds me of Pedo Vegeta from Dragon Ball Z Abridged.
Okay, why is Vegeta considered a pedo now, Grayson?
No, there's a scene, the Pedo Vegeta scene. You fucking hold on.
I haven't watched DBZ Abridged in years, so
yeah, no, this is from the old stuff.
Yeah,
was it the joke where like Gohan just goes like, "I need an adult. I am an adult."
Yes, that's the scene.
Okay.
God damn it.
Anyway, so yeah, getting back to what are we getting back to?
Lion King. You were talking about that.
I know Tom Bancroft designed young Simba. His twin brother Tony Bancroft, who it's so weird because they both look so similar that I almost can't even tell them apart. But Tony actually designed Pumbaa. I want to say Andreas Deja designed Timon, but I'm probably wrong on that, so I may need sources on that. But
Speaking of Timon, have you guys ever seen the Timon Tinkerbell music video?
No.
What? Excuse me?
There's a Tinkerbell Timon ship video. You know those ship videos where like they'll take a popular song, they'll take two Disney characters and they'll splice them into the same footage?
Yeah, but for some reason they're so like good. Like this
yes.
is a cool professional thing.
Yeah, like it's like who is like spending this much time on this edit? Like, because no one's getting paid to do this. Like, this is all a hobby, and they're spending, like, they're really good at their craft. Like, honestly.
Either, Grayson, here's my theory. Either A, this is someone who's really obsessed with these shippings, or B, this is just, like, a really good ship poster.
This is like a community, man. This is like a community of people making This isn't just like one guy or one girl somewhere, or one non-binary person.
I want to say it's like rich, like 12-year-olds who are like really talented, but their parents have enough money to give them like Adobe After Effects or something. Like I don't know.
Yeah. Also, how do you pirate good editing software? I hear people do that, but I don't know how to.
Don't do it.
For legal reasons, I'm keeping my mouth shut.
For legal reasons, and unless you're the kind of person who wants to, like, malware and spyware stocked on your computer, don't do it.
Well, if you have a good virus protection program, you don't have to worry as much.
Yeah, but I don't have the money for good virus protection programs.
You don't need money for good virus protection necessarily.
There was this one time, like, there was this one time, this freeware, virus protection software, I had to install it just to get this virus on my computer, and I got scammed $300 out of my bank account, and, like, I had to, like, for the whole week, I just spent, like, annoying these people until they gave me back my money.
Well,
Honestly,
but I think this comes down to maybe you're just inept.
honestly,
Okay, I'm a boomer then.
Yeah.
The best software that I've worked with was Malwarebytes, because they have a free version, and I think the only difference between the free and the premium is the premium is always on. So if there's like a brand new virus that comes out, that premium gets.
If there's perhaps a corona type situation.
Maybe I guess. And the other one is Sophos Home. My school actually for their virus protection. The only downside with Sophos is that if it detects something, it just emails you and it keeps emailing you until you. So if you have something that isn't considered, or like it's not really a virus, but the protection thinks it is, it's going to email you saying, "Hey, we found this bug in your system. What do you want to do with it?" And it'll just keep asking until it gets an answer out.
All right.
The best software, the best virus protection software that I've ever used, hands down, is WebRoot. It's only $60 a year. I'm not being sponsored by them, I promise. And basically they do what Malwarebytes Premium does, but they do it at like an even faster rate. There's also, I think it comes with like an ad blocker and like a Wi-Fi security thing. So if you're out somewhere at like McDonald's Wi-Fi or something and you don't trust the security of it, you can put that Wi-Fi security on and it'll bypass that vulnerability to it. I haven't tried the Wi-Fi myself because that's an extra subscription on its own. But I've been using WebRoot, I think, probably since like 2015, and I have had zero problems with it. It's great. Again, not being sponsored, but it's a great program. You got $60 and you want good virus protection, go get WebRoot. Okay, I'm done.
Cool.
All right. That's a good sponsorship you did there, Nessie. Yeah.
We're not actually sponsored, but thank you.
Yeah, okay. So, I guess we can say here is, like, fuck Disney for tampering with nostalgia and people's childhoods or something. I don't care. I never watched or gave a shit about Disney movies growing up.
Yo ho, a pirate's life for me.
Wait, I thought you did like some Disney movies.
I only watched the Pixar movies, Grayson. That's a thing, though. And the first Disney movie I did watch was Tangled, so that's another thing.
Oh shit! You didn't.
Oh,
holy damn! Wait, did the dude who said draws the best women?
Chris Sanders.
Oh, Chris.
Yeah, Chris Sanders. Did he work on Atlantis?
I wouldn't doubt it. What they did for Atlantis was I think they got the guy who did Hellboy, I think, because they wanted to like
Mike Mignola?
I think.
Oh
so.
shit! That would actually make a lot of sense because like every female character in every Hellboy comic is just perfect.
Yeah,
Then it does have a very poignant style compared to other Disney movies.
Yeah, well, that's where they got the style from, because they wanted to mimic. They wanted a more comic book adventure-esque looking style to it, and that's why a lot of the characters are very like jagged and sharp. You know.
I feel like Treasure Planet should have done something more similar to their style. I feel like that was too traditional Disney Disney Renaissance looking.
Well, the other thing with Treasure Planet is the two guys who directed all the Disney films. This was the movie that they wanted to work on.
Yeah, I know. That was the movie that they wanted to work on, Little Mermaid, pretty much.
But here's the problem. Michael Eisner, he almost did a complete 180 with animation. He was like, you know what, fuck it, this shit ain't bringing us any money. So what he did was he intentionally sabotaged it with marketing. Spoiler alert, Long John Silver's a bad guy. But you weren't supposed to find that out until you watched it. But when all of the previews came out, it spoiled everything. And that was an intentional thing by Eisner, because he didn't want this movie to
that's really fucked up. See,
yeah.
So Michael Eisner,
I always thought.
animation.
Yeah, I always thought his biggest crime was the fact that he betrayed the shareholders.
Yeah. I'm glad Peter Griffin killed him at Disney World.
Yeah.
Play the clip!
He betrayed the shareholders. He also betrayed all the animators. Because again, everybody kind of had a lot of fun with it. And then he told the marketing team, listen, this movie kind of sucks. And the marketing team believed him because, how else are they all going to get their paycheck? So...
Yeah. CatBit. So CatBit, when I shout play the clip, please play the clip.
Okay, I'll just put a link to it.
Okay. And the link onto the screen or something, I don't know.
Okay,
so... everything that we wanted to talk about, or?
There is one thing though, Random.
What's
You've
up?
been showing us a lot about this certain project you've been working on besides Ballmasters. Care to explain what it is to the audience, or?
Oh, so Valentine's Day is coming up.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Acidia, who was a previous guest on a couple times, she's my girlfriend. So she makes a comic, and it's really awesome. It's on Tapas. It's called Starship Junkie, starring her character Zars, who's a fucking awesome character. So
It'll be the top link in the description.
yeah. So basically, I'm animating a part of her comic as a surprise for her.
That's sweet of you.
Yeah.
I think
But wait, by the time this comes out, will she already have...
Yeah, she probably will already see it, and also this thing's going to be done.
Okay, well then edit in what she thought of it right here.
Assuming this gets uploaded by today.
Really, I don't know. All right, so
Well, anyways, so relating to this, I feel like if anyone can make an adaptation of Acidia's work, it would be you, Random.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Aside from the fact that you're her boyfriend, you really did an excellent job at stylizing her work.
Like I wanted to make it as true as possible, but also I wanted to make it animatable, so I had to figure out ways that I can make the comic move around.
I just think this is all very wholesome.
Yeah, but you didn't. Yeah, but honestly, the way you did it, you stylized it so well that I honestly would love to see this turned into a cartoon someday.
Honestly, I would love to make a cartoon out of this. I would like to make a cartoon with her just in general, because we always have a bunch of ideas together. I think we once written a comic just sitting down together.
Yeah, you're the goth Craig and Lon.
You guys would be the perfect power couple.
Oh,
I was just gonna say.
Oh, really? Thank you.
All hail our goth overlords, Random and Acidia.
I, for one, welcome our gothic overlord.
Yeah.
You know something weird? I'm actually working on it right now as we're speaking.
Oh, wow.
Hey, wait, can I earn, like, the throne of the Goth Overlord Prince, since you're the king, the city is the queen?
Let's see.
Or will that be your eventual actual...
No, we're gonna, like, get a bunch of rats, and we're just gonna dub them all princes and princesses.
Wait, so you're gonna be Willard.
Oh!
Like, you're gonna be like the movie Willard.
Yes.
So if you're gonna get a bunch of rat prints, that's gonna make you the giant rat that makes all of the rules, and then they'll see what kind of trouble they get themselves into.
Mm-hmm. We're just gonna have cats and rats.
Good.
Okay, wait. Are two of the rats gonna...
What are the rats gonna be?
Like Billy Idol, like at the end of Flushed Away?
No. Even though I would love that right now, because I do love Billy Idol.
Dude, who doesn't love Billy Idol?
Oh, here's a fun fact. So, my cousin grew up, like, with Billy Idol, like, because, like, Billy Idol used to, like, bring his kid over, and they would play together.
That's so cool.
So, my cousin was friends with Billy Idol's son.
It's so awesome. I love, dude.
Man. So cool hearing stories of, like, family members or friends being friends of, like, the children of celebrities.
Yeah, yo, Billy Idol, come on the pod.
Come on the
Wait,
pod.
Is Billy Idol still alive, or?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, Billy Idol's still alive. What do you mean?
I thought he died.
No, he's kicking it. He's kicking. He's still going.
Wait, CatBit, are you sure you know who Billy Idol is?
No, I know who Billy Idol is. I just assume he died because I haven't heard him getting physically.
No, he's alive, dude. He's good.
He kicking it. He doing good.
Yeah, no, he's a radio DJ now, like Marky Ramone.
Huh, I'm glad to hear that.
I met Marky Ramone. He's awesome.
Though, not gonna lie, when I actually heard of him, like, I actually confused Billy Idol with David Bowie, though.
Oh.
I miss David Bowie so much.
Yeah, I miss David Bowie more than certain dead relatives.
Fun fact, like, a character I create for a comic that I'm working on, his personality is heavily based off of David Bowie's character from The Labyrinth.
Ooh, so you're making your Jareth OC, basically?
God damn it!
Yes.
Nice. CatBit's Muppet Jim Henson OC.
No, but like his character personality and traits are based heavily off of Billy Idol. I'm sorry, not Billy Idol.
David Bowie.
Yeah, God,
my mom would be kicking your ass right now.
Oh, hey, so, like, since we brought up, like, the animation thing, you guys want to see, like, how it's looking so far?
Yeah, go ahead. I'd love to see it.
Alright, let me put on the Discord live.
CatBit, start recording your screen so that we can get footage of this.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm gonna record.
Yes.
Alright, how's this looking?
Start playing. Well, this looks really good.
Yeah, it looks fantastic, man.
Yeah, this is fucking epic.
Really like how this is coming out.
Lois.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No problemo.
Dude, like, this is so wholesome that you're doing this for a city. That's so sweet.
I really wanted to do something nice for her.
Oh, it's just so beautiful.
Why are you so wholesome, Randy?
It's just something I wanted to do. I thought you would like it a lot.
Randy, you are wholesome. Like, the rare times when you do get mad is fear for my life. Is because, like, if you piss off random Geary, then you really fucked up. You know?
I don't really get angry often.
No, you don't, because you're epic.
Yeah. Here's some chalky milk.
Here's some chalky milk. Also, like, Randy, you're like one of the people who I strive to be like, man. I love you.
Nah. Don't say that. You don't want to be me. You don't want to be me.
I strive to be like Nessie.
Like, I want to be a dude like you.
Does that sound like not gonna lie, when you said that, it kind of reminds me of like that one song. It's like I'm just imagining you saying like, "I want to be like you. I'll be a dude."
I was thinking of like that one Typo Negative song.
Anyways, so I think it's been about an hour.
So, any final words before we put an end to this episode today?
No, please spare my life. Oh wait, one last one.
Well, anyway, I'm CatBit. Who are you? Who are the rest of you guys?
I am the local resident sea creature, Nessie B.
I'm Random Hiri.
I'm Grayson, and I did not. I requested SpaghettiOs. I was brought spaghetti. The press shall know this. The end.
And Austin Trench was here, but he got sucked into a vortex.
Yeah, he died. R.I.P.
He died saving us from the evil Shredder Man.
Mm-hmm.
Ripping peaches.
We shredded a Shredder, man. Come on.
All right. Anyways, have a good time, everybody, and we'll see you next week, I guess.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.